Hey folks, this is Jim. I just want to do a quick video. First off, this is my disclaimer. I'm not here to give you medical advice. This is medical advice of no kind. This is health advice of no kind. This is advice of no kind. Okay, I'm just a guy on YouTube sharing information that I've gathered. That is my disclaimer. Seek out the medical advice and health advice that is right for you. Okay, from professionals that you deem qualified. I am not that person. That is my disclaimer. Anyway, the first thing, out of China we got 40-day quarantine possibly, which Chris Martenson knew 2 months ago. So how can 20 other people out in the world know that this requires a 40-day quarantine and our government stick with a 14-day quarantine? Don't know, folks. Pretty sad though. But what China said conclusively is that the virus can stay active within an individual or a host for 37 days. So that means, yes, 40-day quarantine would be appropriate. Chris Martenson knew that 2 months ago. And so did several others, by the way. So there you go. Next thing that I thought was very important, and I believe this was yesterday morning, Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, came out and basically told the British people they probably weren't going to be able to contain it. So he was honest with his people, because of the way we're trying to go after this bug isn't going to work. We were reactive, waiting for the sick person to show up who's already infected other people, rather than getting proactive like South Korea, China, and Hong Kong, and go out and test mass portions of our population so that we can find it and quarantine it. So we have done, in my opinion, the quarantine parameters for us on this virus have been incorrect, as well as the 14-day quarantine parameters, as well as the approach to trying to contain this. We're playing reaction rather than being proactive and going out and testing our populations to find it, okay? And if we have 1 million tests, use them. If we have 2 million, use them. If we have 3 million, use them. Why are we going to let them sit on the shelves during this time, period? We can make 10 million more when this is over. So don't leave any laying around. Make them, right? But anyway, that's not the approach they're taking. Governor Cuomo out of New York certainly wants to take that approach, so we'll see how this goes. I think enough intelligent people might finally get them to change their perspective on this, and they may get proactive, which would be very good for us to hear. However, in the meantime, don't panic, okay? So that's really all I wanted to get out. My Sam's Club was stripped. I don't know how things are going in your neck of the woods. Stripped of all the toilet paper and paper towels. You know, when gold items like this for preppers are sitting right next to them, you know, that are low cost and all of that. You know, go out and watch Such Sensible Preppers videos on these two items. But he's done 10 uses for different items, at least 20 of those videos, and they're all excellent. He's very entertaining. Most of you watch Such anyway, I'm sure, if you're a prepper, sensible prepper on YouTube. So yeah, go out and watch those videos. He can be hilarious too. He's good entertainment. At least I like watching his channel. Canadian Prepper also came up with alternative masks. This was a few weeks ago. Go out and watch that video if you haven't already. I think I've mentioned that one already. But what I want to propose to us here watching this now is sit back and think of how many different options you can use for face coverings and see how many you can come up with. I came up with 5 very quickly, you know, just thinking about it. I have some masks or some respirators, but I wanted to see what I could do, adapt, improvise, overcome, right? And I put that to the test, and I've actually been using them. I'm not using my N95 mask. I'm using my improvised setups, and I'm enjoying them, okay? And so anyway, see what you can come up with, all right? And the video is going to be with a swath, obviously, because a swath is a great way to pull things to your face, right? So let's do that. See how many items you can come up with, or different variations. Write in, let me know, post videos, and let me know so I can go watch them, all that stuff, okay? So the message of the day is they're probably going to change it to a 40-day quarantine. Hopefully we're going to get proactive instead of reactive. That's why Europe is losing control of this. They're being reactive instead of proactive. We have the manufacturing capacity to become proactive and go test our population. I hope that our government chooses to do this. We will find out. how things go forward. That's all I wanted to get out on this. You know, all the countries that are getting this under control are very proactive. Again, South Korea has drive-up windows where you drive up, take the swab, do your mouth and throat, give it back. You never even get out of your car, go home, and they will text you the results and what your quarantine parameters are, right? And if you get sick, then you report to a medical facility. But they don't want to overrun their medical facilities with the virus. They have done this absolutely awesome. So I think they're the gold standard along with Hong Kong and China on how to deal with this virus. And obviously, you know, China's ahead of everybody because they've dealt with it, okay? China is getting up and running in some areas and not in others. So the machine over there is starting to get rolling again in some areas. So be patient. Yes, we will have some supply shortages in probably quite a few areas. However, don't panic. Don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution. Relax. An ounce of medicine or an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay? So let's be, you know, think about covering your face. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Right? Okay, hopefully I just got through a video without touching my face, right? You know, is my practice paying off? Well, I don't know, is it? Right? So let's think about that. So be aware, right? Because we do so many unconscious things that we could make ourselves sick with, right? So that's what we should be working on. Be proactive in your own life. Come up with some alternatives to the N95 mask for yourself, which I've done, and it was a blast. And come up with, you know, start training yourself not to touch your face. Remember to wash your hands at all times, every chance you get. And certainly don't try and eat food without washing your hands first, just like we were taught when we were kids, right? So we need to go back to basic hygiene practices as well as cover your face. Anyway, that's just my thing for today. Again, don't panic. Don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution, okay? And relax. Stress does nothing but compromise your immune system, okay? Stress and worry isn't going to change what is. So relax. And get through this. Breathe. Relax. We will get through this, Jim out.